back. We are live. It is Wednesday, June 26th. And as we do every day, zoom out to the monthly to help maintain that perspective. Really unchanged here. Breakout of the monthly. Breakout of balance. Monthly still remains up. It's developing +4. Not much change there. Switch over to the weekly. Not much change on the weekly. We pretty much closed where we've been closing. Really just remaining inside. Still watching that previous week's close, which is that 55.34, right? If the market can stay above that, we think that there could be some more strength. Below that, the odds start to increase for liquidation. And we got to be looking for that open of the previous week, which is 54.95. That would be the next level down. We got that gap start, the 54. What is the low? 54.89.75. Switching over to the daily, you can see we're in a 3-day balance here. Kind of moved up. And if you look at a little bit longer term, we kind of look like this P shape here. We get a 3-day balance. We squeeze up. 2-day balance at the high. Now we moved a little bit lower and we're getting a 3-day balance. This is kind of showing, possibly these sellers weren't able to get any downside conviction. We are trading a little bit lower than the close. Yesterday was 37. Right now trading 24. So, 10 and a couple handles below there. But the key really is still that 55.04, and now that's actually starting to line up with this 9 moving average. That 55.04 is also the fill of some single prints that we'll see on the profiles. But you can see the market, for the most part, has just moved up and just continues to balance. Now, switching over to the profiles, you can see the same plan that we had from yesterday. This area here from like 34 down to 24 remains the chop zone. I think there is some opportunity for some downside. Should we get below this previous spike low, right? We got a liquidation from there in the past. And so what we can kind of assume is that possibly, that could be increased odds for liquidation in this area to get that market to move lower. Now, here's that 55.04 that we were talking about. That's that close of those previous singles. And we also have the COT VPOC 55.01. And that is also the balance low. So if we really were to just merge all these profiles together in this upper balance, you can kind of see where this last ledge is at. We're basically right at it. So below, you can see 54.14, 55.14. There's a little bit of support there, a little bit of volume there. But the market, if it wants to continue its journey to the upside, it's going to need to get back above that 55.34. So I really recommend using that as a pivot today, as far as where you kind of assume that price might go, and then that target up, of course, that previous COT VPOC. Now you can see below we do have some space. This is a back adjusted contract, so you're not seeing that spike until, or the gap, excuse me, until a little bit lower. But this gray box 54.90 is actually where the unadjusted gap goes, and that would be below this move higher from 617 and then that previous 3-day balance. Then you can see COT gap down to that 54.52. So what I would recommend, right, is just be diligent, pay attention. If there is a increase in volume, then look for that follow through. If you don't see an increase in volume, well, continue to kind of play that balance. And like I said, below this +4 close from last week, the market is weak underneath. So probably sell rallies underneath of that as it comes back. But if it starts to get volume above, we got to be looking back for that upside. And you can kind of see if we reset this here. Yesterday, we closed right above it at the 37, and the overnight session basically traded to the top of that balance, almost back to that previous COT VPOC, and then has since kind of rolled over and is now getting that downside here. So, just got to pay attention. Typically in bull markets open low, close high. Bear markets open high, close low. So it's just something to think about. And the most important key today is really that balance. So if there isn't a break of that 55.10, I just wouldn't be getting too excited about any downside. A fill of those singles, I think, is down to the 5504 is going to be a little bit of confirmation, and especially if we get a close below that 5501, we can pretty much assume that for sure we're going to be coming down to that 5488. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you're managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.